I'm Janice Edwards. Coming up on Bay Area Vista, we are on location for the San Jose Jazz Summerfest. It's an annual love affair with music that uplifts spirits and brings communities together. That's next. Join us.
Bay Area Vista, Vista. Bay Area, Bay Area Vista, Vista. Bay Area Vista.
I'm Janice Edwards. Welcome to Bay Area Vista. We're on location for the San Jose Jazz Summerfest. It's been an incredible weekend. I've loved being on the main stage, emceeing at the Sobrato Organization main stage. We have highlights, guest stars, so many things to share with you. I'm sure you'll enjoy the show, and thank you so much for joining us. He twisted soul music into funk. Let's give a Summerfest warm welcome to George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic.
Put your hands in the air. Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
It's always a pleasure to talk with Dr. Emmett Carson, and of course, you are a sponsor this year not only of the festival, but the Hammer Stage.
Absolutely, we're excited about that. It's a wonderful opportunity to increase our commitment to San Jose and to jazz.
Yes. Why did you think it was important to expand in this way?
Well, you know, at a time when we have so many divisions within community, to bring people together is more important than ever before, and we wanted to step up our community for what we think is a signature event, not only for San Jose, but the Silicon Valley region.
Yes, every year you have supported the Jazz Fest, so why does it have such an impact and why is it so important?
Well, again, it's a community gathering where people of all incomes, all ethnicities, all backgrounds can come together and enjoy a cultural event that makes us realize we are better together than we are apart from one another.
That is so true. What are some of the initiatives that the foundation is focusing on in the year coming up?
Well, this October at our regional meeting, we will be announcing our new grant-making guidelines, so I encourage people to stay tuned for that. We will also be hosting an on-the-table exercise where we're asking people to engage in everyday conversations on housing around a meal. So go to our website or type in On the Table Silicon Valley and learn how you can be a sponsor with your friends to discuss housing challenges here in Silicon Valley.
Well, it's always great to see you. Thank you again for your support of the Jazz Fest.
We're happy to do it, and as always, we're happy to be featured on your show. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're just thrilled to be able to host supporters for San Jose Jazz. It's a really important organization here in our community. Jazz is distinctively American. We need to start recognizing what we all share and enjoy together and spend a little less time focusing on the battles.
Bay Area Vista is dedicated to sharing stories of impact, and we're excited to bring you a story about a Lyft driver who is uplifting our community by bringing people together, one ride share at a time. I'm Janice Edwards. Here on Bay Area Vista, we like to focus on people in our community who have given back in a big way. We call them our Bay Area Vista Uplifting Spotlights. And today we're talking with Gary Mosier. Now, he may be familiar to you because he's been in many movies, and he is, of course, a Lyft driver. Gary, nice to meet you.
My pleasure.
Let's talk about some of your impressive credits. Where have people seen you on screen?
Well, if they watch TV at 3 in the morning, they probably saw me killing someone or being killed.
So you were always the bad guy?
Yes, I always played the bad guy, and I was never allowed to smile because, as one of my directors said, my killer doesn't have dimples.
And you have great dimples. So Hollywood for many, many years, and then you came to the Bay Area. How did you wind up driving for Lyft?
It was actually supposed to be just part-time, and once I got started doing it, I realized that I really enjoyed talking to people and interacting with the people, and I found that I was getting much more out of driving a few hours a day. I began to realize that I was having an impact on people's lives in a very short amount of time, but I felt like I was communicating with the world, and it felt good.
You're a veteran, and you had a life-changing incident.
I was in Germany at the time of the Baader-Meinhof gang, which was later known as the Red Army faction. But I was on Strasse ammo dump, and they were going to try to take over the ammo dump, and threw a Molotov cocktail in the guard tower. And I had a choice of jumping out of the guard tower or burning. And so I jumped out of the guard tower and cut my hand pretty much in half and shattered my right leg. But I'm in good shape now. My golf game's pretty good. I'm an 11 handicap, so life could be worse. My granddaughter Jessica is going into Cornell to be a veterinarian, and when I got that news, I was at the same time excited and terrified because I knew that I was probably going to have to help. And that's okay, because if you're in a position to do that and you love your grandkids, then why not?
We're backstage at the San Jose Summer Jazz Fest talking with Michael Davis and Dan Gordon. Hip Bone Big Band is about to perform. They're childhood friends. It's going to be great to talk with them briefly because they've got to get on stage in just a minute. So Mike, I'll start with you. How did this whole thing begin?
Well, this is a project that I've been working on for a few years, Big Band, and we recorded some in New York and some in Los Angeles, and Dan is one of my favorite people on earth, and a great bass trombone player, and an amazing brewer of beer, and he called me up and said, hey, maybe we can get this at the San Jose Jazz Festival. I've had the great pleasure to play here many, many years ago. It's an amazing festival. And so Dan kind of made it happen, and now we've got the best musicians from the San Francisco Bay Area, including Dan Gordon, and we're getting ready to hit, so we're looking forward to it.
Yes. I love that you two are such good friends. And of course, Dan, you're the founder of Gordon Biersch Brewing and also the amazing garlic fries. Are there garlic fries here at the festival?
I don't think they're here today, but we do have the beer and our new hard cider called Wild Side all over the place. So yeah, we're well represented.
Yes, product placement. So how about you? You two have known each other for years. Give me the childhood history and how you two wound up playing together, playing music together.
Well, we started off in the California Youth Symphony. Mike grew up in Santa Clara, went to Booksar High School. I went to Homestead High School in Cupertino, two schools with phenomenal music programs. We ended up in some honor groups, and we've been friends ever since. We played in a section from the time we were 14 until 18, and he went on to become great. Literally the best trombone player in the country. Toured with Frank Sinatra, Buddy Rich right out of high school, out of college, and then went on touring with the Rolling Stones. And he's really a top call studio guy in New York, and I'm just lucky to be able to have the opportunity to play with him.
This is an awesome festival, as you know, Janice. It's a world-class event, and to be able to come home and get to play at this festival, it's an honor, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and really, really excited and looking forward to it.
It's interesting because I've been involved since year one, being I think we're the second sponsor after Southwest Airlines that Gordon Biersch stepped in. Being a jazz and arts backer, I think it's really important to keep the awareness and performance of jazz because it filters down to the educational elements in schools, and it really makes better, well-rounded students. So it's an integral part of our society, and having a festival that brings it into prominence is very, very important.
Let's welcome Hip Bone Big Band.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I am just thrilled to talk with Dayme. I said earlier, bienvenido, welcome. We're excited to have you here. Is this your first time at the San Jose Jazz Fest?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
How did we get so lucky, and what are your thoughts about what you've experienced so far?
Well, yesterday I just arrived and I got to see some of the Chris Botti gig. That was amazing.
Yes.
So I didn't get the chance to walk around and enjoy the city, but this little square that I have been running. It's really beautiful.
It's one of the best squares around. We can tell you that.
Great.
Well, you know, Eric gave you a wonderful introduction, but I'd like to go back to 9 years old. When did you know that you first had the gift?
I was wondering, what is the gift? If it's about being a musician and having talent to sing, I think I never realized that I had talent to sing. It just came with me all the time. I was carrying this way to sing. My parents took care for it, because when I was like 4 years old, I remember, I don't remember nothing. My mom says that to me. She said that she took me to a competition. Basically, it was like a party for kids, but they had a singing competition, and I wanted to sing, and my mom was like, no, you're too small, you come here, you don't, and I'm gonna sing, and my father was like, leave her, she's just a kid, she's gonna have fun. So I went to the stage, really excited to sing my song, and every kid had the opportunity to sing once, and I remember just that my mom telling me that I sang a crazy song from a Mexican singer called Selena.
What was the song? Do you,
yeah,
can you sing a little bit?
Yeah, I think it was like, yo tenía una esperanza en el fondo de mi alma. And 4 years old.
4 years old like that, right?
My mom says that I was moving my arms and going crazy. I was like the queen of drama. So basically, I won. Maybe my singing wasn't the best one, but I was such a character in the stage. So it was the moment that my parents said, we should take care for her.
I just love your ebullience and your spirit, and you're so modest too, because when you say you're just doing this, I mean, you have this worldwide recognition and acclaim. So when did it evolve for you from being at the conservatory to recognizing that you were going to have a musical career?
I think everyone that is in the musical studies, as we are in Cuba, when you get the musical conservatory, you go to study classical music. So it's a serious training, you know. And of course, everyone wants success and being like traveling and making gigs around the world. But being honest, I never thought that it could be that quickly, that it could happen in my life, being so young. I thought that maybe my life could be like singing in a band, like joining a band for a long time, and then at one point of my life deciding to launch my solo career. But I never thought to be like in my early 20s, like doing my own stuff and leading a band and everything. Gracias, gracias. Gracias, gracias.
And I've heard you say too that once you sang jazz, you couldn't go back to singing certain other Cuban songs. So jazz really claimed you in that way.
Yeah, jazz is really strong. And I think when you fall in love with jazz, it's hard to move back, because jazz first gives you freedom to just open your mind and your heart and your mouth. You just do whatever you want to do, and this is jazz, baby. You're no worry about, oh, I have to sing this song in this way, I gotta do it this other one. You're like feeling the vibe of the song, and you are following that taste.
Redstone has been over emceeing at the Forager stage here at the San Jose Jazz Summer Fest. Stop by backstage at the main stage to chat with us a little bit about everything that's going on. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Lovely to have the invite to do this.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, how has it been going over there?
It's fantastic. I mean, the whole festival, every year when I do this, I feel like I should clone myself 5 times over to see everybody that I want to see, because we bring in so much talent that's on, our 10 stages simultaneously. So I've already walked about 10 miles today, I think.
What inspired your love of jazz? How did it start for you?
I really think it started with my mom. She was a principal influence. She had records. Not that she was necessarily a big jazz fan, but she had, Ella Fitzgerald and Nat Cole and Tony Bennett and Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. We had those records at home, which I would listen to. And then also on television, back in those days, Ed Sullivan and Steve Allen would have on jazz greats. So you'd see Louis Armstrong, or you'd see the Bill Evans Trio. And I was so intrigued by that music, and I didn't necessarily understand it, but I knew that I wanted to understand it, and I knew that I wanted to learn more. And then, of course, I went through my rock phase, but I came back to jazz, and it was, I really think it's so important to expose children at an early age to this great music. I tell people I'm not really a big festival guy. I don't necessarily like big crowds. I would never miss this because it's so important to the city, and it's a great festival. I think it's one of the best festivals in the world.
Mayor Sam Liccardo has stopped backstage at the main stage. He's been all over the festival today, and of course, you had the brunch yesterday. How has this year been in terms of the experience?
Oh, fantastic. I've heard nothing but rave reviews from everybody I'm running into. And I know they sold out a whole series of tickets at least last night. So things are going pretty well for the whole event.
What does this mean for the city?
Well, this is a great way for us to brand San Jose as a cultural center in the community. I know that the city grew so fast, and because of the nature of tech and all the changes in the community here, we really haven't had the opportunity to develop the cultural center that I think that other big cities have. San Jose Jazz puts us on the map, and it's something we hope will really grow organically in the years ahead.
Rawson is the Executive Director of San Jose Jazz, and of course, it's great to see you as always. Congratulations. How do you feel it's been going so far? This is the 3rd day.
Yes, so far so great. It's been a wonderful couple of days. Thank you for emceeing for us on the main stage. It's been a great lineup.
Love it.
Right? It's boy, yesterday on the main stage was outstanding.
Oh yeah.
It was great. Angelique Kidjo, and Pedrito Martinez, and Chris Botti. That was great. Crowds were dancing all afternoon.
I know.
And it was really nice to see everybody getting to all the different smaller stages and stuff at the festival. So that was encouraging.
It is a huge planning event. I know that this takes so much. But tell me, what inspires you personally to continue to do the work?
I think for me, a lot of it is just the wonderful format that jazz sort of provides. We obviously program a bit broader than what folks maybe traditionally think of as jazz, but even just that part of the salsa stage or Latin jazz programming, or some of the straight ahead stuff that we're doing, or what we sort of market as our Jazz Beyond, which is a lot of artists, more R&B and working electronic stuff, and who are really influenced by jazz artists that are doing some great crossover work. So I think that much of how much it weaves itself into different and draws upon different music traditions is just endlessly fascinating each year. See who do we get to bring to San Jose.
Yes, and in terms of the youth and how the proceeds from the festival benefit, can you talk about those programs?
Yeah, so we have 3 key education programs that we work every year. We have an all-star high school all-star band, which the jazz studies director
I saw them this morning.
From San Jose State leads for us. And then we do a couple of summer jazz music camps for kids each year. A couple hundred kids participate in those. And then we have our Progressions Music Education program here in the Franklin McKinley School District in San Jose. And that's a couple of hundred kids for after-school music ed. And those programs are really having wonderful impacts. I'd say in the past 5 years, they've really taken a strong hold, and we're getting a lot of interest, a lot of desire to see us in other locations and things like that. So it's great to have the support.
Yes, it's truly wonderful. Well, Brendan, thank you so much for all that you do, and thank you for filling the streets of San Jose with music and just really bringing community together in the way that you do it and uplifting our spirits.
Thank you, Janice. Thank you for being here.
Certainly. If you'd like to contact San Jose Jazz, details are on our screen. It's been said that music is the rhythm of life, but in life, it's really the connection to each other that makes a difference. We're delighted to share this story with you of a Lyft driver who is uplifting others through dedication and commitment to connecting them. Today, in this uplifting spotlight, we're focusing on Lyft driver Mimi Fan. Mimi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Janice. Happy to be here.
Oh, so glad to talk with you. I mean, I've heard so many great things about you because you are someone who goes above and beyond to really give back to our communities. How did you first start working with Lyft?
Being a single mom can be a little challenging. So actually one day I was talking to a colleague at work, and he had mentioned that he had driven for a little bit yesterday and made great money. And I said, what, drive? What do you mean drive? He says, well, I drive for a ride share, and it's called Lyft, you know, the pink mustache. And I had no idea that that's what it was. I'm from San Francisco. I am a local girl, and I know the streets of San Francisco pretty well. So it just made sense. So I applied, and September 2013 was when I gave my first ride, September 15th, 2013. And just fell in love. Soon afterwards, because I was such a highly rated driver, I got an invite to become a mentor, which is to essentially train drivers to welcome them into the Lyft community. I come from an immigrant family. You know, my family had their own businesses, and you know, because they had their own businesses, they really put me to work. Since I was 14 years old, they wanted me to stay out of trouble. Then my mom is she comes from, you know, the beauty industry and has many nail salons in San Francisco. And, you know, she started putting me in a salon, answering phones at 14 years old. And I think that's what really, you know, kept up this great work ethic. But at the same time, I was able to connect with people and talk to people and be social. Most oftentimes, I found that a lot of my passengers really, truly enjoyed needed really an ear to listen to them. There are often times where I think people are really lonely and they may not have as many people to talk to. And, you know, hence, you know, maybe, or talk to that won't give judgment to anything that you would say. If I've really affected them, any of my passengers, you know, in a positive way, then I feel that I've done my job.
Woo! Hot like fire, Emilio, hot like fire. You ready? Hot like fire. Leave it there, leave it there, leave it there, leave it there, Emilio. San Jose, you ready?
The world-famous Rick and Russ show featuring CJ Flash is on the scene at the San Jose Jazz Fest, giving everybody so much joy. Big Russ, how you doing?
I'm great. I am absolutely fantastic. Even with the makeup, I'm fantastic.
Okay. Yes. Makeup by Sarah Dashy. We thank her very much. CJ, how about you?
Fantastic. Fantastic. He took my line.
Oh.
Fantastic.
So how's it being back this year for you?
It's good. It's good. We're having fun. The weather is beautiful. People are beautiful. Music is beautiful. The bands, live music. What more could you ask for? Good food, good people, good energy. It's good look.
It has been a great year, and you were particularly struck by last night with Chris Botti.
I was shocked. I wasn't a huge fan before. His set was so smart.
You looking forward to the Whispers tonight?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We've been working with the Whispers for a long time, and we've been following them since we were this big, so absolutely.
What's your favorite song? Can you sing a couple of bars?
You know what? Olivia. No, I'm not going to sing Olivia, but Olivia is one of my favorites.
So excited to talk with the Whispers before they take to the stage. First of all, welcome to San Jose. Have you played this festival before? You have over the years, I believe.
Yes, we have, but more than that, which is where we kind of honed our skills. We played a club here in San Jose many, many years ago. What's the name? Safari Club. And we used to play it every week, I guess for about 6 months. And we were able to do all of our creating and whatever we did, and thank God for San Jose, they kept us going.
Well, we're glad to welcome you back. Tell us what it means to see San Jose. They're getting ready to welcome you with such love.
Oh, it's always great. I mean, you know, after doing this for 52 years, it never gets old to hear your fans loving you back like we love them. So it's going to be an honor to perform here in San Jose for them, and we're going to find it. They're going to get to see something special today because we're going to give it all we got. That's for sure.
I know someone was asking for Olivia. Are we going to hear Olivia?
Oh yeah, definitely. You're going to hear Olivia, Bolivia, We Willie, all kind of Olivia, everything. Yes.
We want to show out for San Jose, let me tell you.
That's great. What is the secret to keeping things going for 52 years? That's incredible.
Keep it simple, stupid. You know, we know who we are. We know what we do. We don't go no further than that. We sing R&B, rhythm and blues. God has blessed us to keep singing it, and we never forget that.
Okay. Anything you want to add?
Well, just humility, you know, like Walter said, knowing who you are. But it's always about being humble and thanking every day to be able to do what you love to do and get paid for it. It's just a blessing in itself.
I think it's desperation. No, I mean, hey, like he said, it's an honor, you know, to do what we're doing, to be putting along at this 52 years, almost 53 years, because of the man upstairs and these people. That's all it's about.
Faith has played an incredible role.
He's in charge. We tell our audience that every time. It's not us, it's him.
And you all have stayed together in terms of the people who tour with you all this time too. What is it that you instill in your members that keep them staying with you?
I think they can kind of sense it's a family. You know, like I said, we're very honest. We've been so blessed. Our fans have been with us all these years. So the musicians, most of them come from the Bay Area, all over the Bay Area, San Jose, San Francisco. But we've just been so fortunate to have guys that believe in what we're doing, and we believe in them. And here we are, 52 years later. That's amazing. I never would have believed it, to be honest with you.
That's our show. I'm Janice Edwards. Thanks for all that you do to make our world a better place, a more musical place, and a more loving place. Please join us again next time. We look forward to seeing you then.